want to review our trip to Valencia. So we did this trip 2 years ago now?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And we had been married for?
Almost 3 years.
Now, but when we did the trip, we had been married for 1.
Yeah.
So we had, we were recently married, but we hadn't been anywhere since our honeymoon.
Yeah, and I was studying.
Because we had, moved country, got new jobs, finished studying. So a lot of life got in the way, so we hadn't been anywhere. We desperately wanted to go.
Much needed.
This was a time where I think the song was on the radio where, what is it?
Take me anywhere.
Take me anywhere, take me anywhere. We kept on singing that song to ourselves, and we kept on singing it on the plane, because we still couldn't believe that we're actually going somewhere. So we didn't have a lot of money. We were paying student loans at that time, saving up to pay for them. So we needed something on a budget. At the same time, your sister was working on studying for Spanish, and so she needed to get some extra credits, and she needed to do an assignment on some Spanish culture and city.
Yeah.
And she also wanted a holiday, so we decided to combine forces, and we went on the cheap to Valencia.
Yeah.
And crashed at a hotel, a hostel.
A hostel, yeah.
Not a youth hostel, just a normal hostel with some light breakfast choice.
Yeah, coffee and some toast, yeah.
And we ended up paying, I think,
50 euros per night.
Per night for the 3 of us. So we split it. It was
really cheap, and it was okay, like for the 3 of us.
Yeah. Dead in the center of Valencia, old city. Because we knew we didn't want to rent a car. We wanted to try to walk around. Again, try to make the whole trip cheap. So we decided to pay, I think, a little more. So that 50, actually you could probably go lower to go further out. But we wanted to just be able to walk everywhere. So this was right in the center of Valencia. Like we're talking about, we could see the old market from our window.
It was beautiful.
So it was great. To get there, of course, you need to get from the airport, and Valencia has its own airport, and we were thoroughly surprised and happy that
transport was really cheap.
It was cheap. The bus was surprisingly cheap, direct from the airport to the city center, and we were staying at the city center, so from the bus stop to our place,
like 3 minutes walking.
3 minutes walking, we had a little bag, and we made it. So that was cool. In terms of transport,
we did almost. Yeah, we walked.
Yeah,
we walked almost.
We did not get any bike.
Yeah, you can get some bikes, and you can also get the bus or tram. But yeah, we just walked around. I think we took the tram only once, and it was cheap, and it was also, we speak Spanish, so for us, it's maybe like we are a little bit biased saying that everything is easy.
At least in Valencia.
Yeah.
See the Hong Kong video.
Yeah, so it is easy to get everywhere, I think.
Yeah, so we took the tram that time to get to the beach. So Valencia is close to the beach if you have your car, but you definitely, we made it, we walked there once, and it took us forever, and we were so tired. So if you are staying at the city center, you will need to get a bus or a tram, and it's only 15-20 minutes. It's not that far away, but walking is definitely too far to walk. And how cheap, seeing how cheap it is, definitely you should just go for public transport.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the setup. One thing that we had budgeted was also food. I can't remember how much we budgeted, because we try to think, okay, we don't want to spend eating out all the time.
No, we wanted to do, I think we wanted to do like 100 euros per day thing. That was like our goal.
Yeah.
And we went out eating every night, but we had lunch we just made our own sandwiches, and in Spain you can do that because they have amazing bread and amazing ham and amazing tomatoes, and they have everything. Yeah, almost everything over there is amazing.
Yeah.
So we just went to the supermarket and we bought everything that we wanted to eat.
We bought a lot.
And we bought a lot, and we just made our own sandwiches, and then we ate out at night.
Yes, we had met with two friends of ours, a friend of hers and a friend of mine, who came down from Catalonia near Barcelona, and so we did go out for lunch once or twice. I think just once during lunch, but for the rest, like you said, it'd be super cheap if you want to go out. At night, the food is not very expensive, but because we were on a budget and we wanted to stick to our budget and our plan of trying to pay our student loans, we decided to go to the supermarket. And there are a couple of Mercadonas and other supermarkets, and also Carrefour, and of course there's the corner shops that sell all the fresh produce as well. And you can get everything that she said super cheap.
Also, there are a lot of small bakeries, and you can get amazing stuff over there. Yeah, there are loads of it, and it's also if you like coffee and croissants, and or maybe coffee with a bite, it's really cheap. It's like for €1.50 you get a really good coffee with a bite. It's really nice.
Let me put it into context. We are currently sitting in Amsterdam, and
here you don't get
€1.50 you don't get a coffee, but you get like a shot of espresso or something.
Not
right?
even that.
So
yeah. So for us it was like we wanted everything we saw. So yeah.
Now let's stick with food. What did we eat? Okay, what to eat in
Paella.
Valencia? Paella, of course. Paella is number one dish. You will find almost every block in the city center will have one or two shops advertising paella. We stayed and ate in 3 or 4 different shops. And I think the day that we did have lunch outside, we also ate paella.
Yeah.
With your friend.
Yeah.
So, paella all the way. If you really are desperate for a McDonald's, there is a McDonald's in town, but I mean, it's right next to the Burger King, right next to all the big franchises.
Please don't go.
No. Just walk a little further and get some really nice food. Paellas come in a lot of varieties.
You have with shellfish, or you have or chicken or lamb, or you have everything.
Yes.
It's for everybody, and
they want you to know that there are big signs. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be a connoisseur. I have Spanish family. I didn't know all the classes of paella I could get. Just go up there. They have big menus.
Yeah, and try.
Yes.
Try what you. Yeah.
You don't like shellfish? There's some delicious Valencian paella that does not include any fish whatsoever, and it's delicious.
And if you don't want to get your hands dirty,
you
can also have there is a special paella for you that is señoret.
Yes, señoret, the little lord.
The little lord paella, and they have like the shellfish is already peeled, so
Just gotta eat that stuff. Yeah, paella will be the number one dish.
Yeah, and also tapas, rabas, like really good fish.
Yeah, if you get tired of the paella, there's definitely other stuff as well.
Yeah, sangria.
And all of that you wash down with sangria, which is also super nice. There, for those of you that don't know what sangria is, it's like wine with a little bit of sugar and orange with ice, and it's delicious and it's dangerous. You can definitely drink way too much because it's just so nice. It's really delicious, and they make it fresh. It's not like these pre-made supermarket sangrias that you get now all over the place in every country. This is fresh sangria made for you. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Sticking with sweet stuff, there is a drink, a very traditional drink there called orchata de chufa, and it's a kind of like almond milk. So it's a milk from pressed root, right, from this thing called.
Yeah, it's like an alternative.
Yeah.
Alternative from cow. milk.
Cow milk, yeah.
Yeah. And
They don't put it in coffee, they drink it as is. They drink it super
Cold.
chilled, very cold, it's refreshing. I like it. I don't like almond milk that much. I like oat milk a little bit. I like cow's milk, and orchata de chufa I definitely like. As a veggie source, it's good, it's up there.
Yeah.
And the reason you would have that is that they also have really good churros with chocolate. Molten chocolate cups where you dip.
Yeah, the churros are amazing, and yeah, we looked up for the best churros in town, and that was like a really very well-known cafeteria in town, and we went there and we had a coffee with churros. It was amazing, and yes.
Yep.
Perfect.
I mean, I remember the churros were larger than we expected. The cup of molten chocolate seemed small compared to the churros, but actually in the end there was leftover chocolate. We didn't even finish it.
No,
It's just
no.
you can't. They're generous servings. And we went to an expensive place because we wanted a treat.
Yeah.
We realized that our budget had been a little stingy, and we didn't need to once we realized how cheap everything was. So
For us, like for Amsterdam.
yeah, for our kind of what we were used to. So we decided to treat ourselves, but the portions were large, and even in a fancy cafe in a plaza, it was still abundant, and we didn't need to eat for a while after that. Then, this is Spain, and we talked about it before, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. We were next to the main market. There are other smaller kind of markets around, but the main market has beautiful architecture, and besides that, it is filled with a huge amount of fresh produce.
Yeah, they made your smoothies over there, like in front of you, and fruit and bread and everything. Like it's amazing. I love Spain.
I want to go back. Currently recording during the lockdown and global pandemic, so we would go back.
Let's not think about it.
Okay.